Peace, family, friends, and loved ones out there. Hope everyone's doing great. We're going to jump right into today's show. It is called What Keeps You from Seeing Their Light? What keeps you from seeing others' light, right? Um, as a society, we look at others with different perspectives of life and judgmental, and that kind of dims the light of others, right? We don't look at others with a pure consciousness of awareness and to see them for who they are and what they bring forward, right? Every person bring forward the light that they choose to shine, choose to share with others, right? But everybody doesn't see everyone's light. And we're going to talk about that because it could be for a couple of reasons or multiple reasons, but we're going to talk about a few today. And we'll start out, we're talking about why you don't see others' light. It's because of the darkness that you have from within yourself, right? The darkness that we have within ourselves will dim others' light when we look at them. And I say that because the feeling that you keep within will shadow what's around you. So when someone that has a bright light comes in your surroundings and you are entertaining the darkness of your life, of your inner being, then it's very hard for you to see their light shining so bright. And I say so bright, so vibrant. And that's where we come into conflict with others when they are vibrating at a high level of consciousness and we are dwelling in our darkness. And that's when we begin to turn off their light. We begin to see them in the same darkness that we are experiencing with ourselves. So, if you're not seeing someone for the light that they're presenting, then take a step back and to put yourself in check and to allow yourself to be realigned with your own light. I say with your own light, with that healing energy. The healing energy starts from within, and it's something that allows us to see others with a brighter light. The more that we are able to heal from the thoughts that we're having about others, then the quicker we'll see the energy shift and the light presents itself, represents itself, because it's always been there, but we haven't been able to see the light of others because of our thoughts and our emotions dimming the brightness of oneself, right? So the change that you want has already happened. So if you are dealing with someone and you're trying to change them in a way, or you're trying to change the situation in a way, it already has happened. The change with the person or the situation has already happened. But you haven't reached the level of awareness to see that the change has already happened and then you need to adjust to the current energy and the current vibration so that you can accept the change. So you can accept the person's light. Because it wasn't because of their light that you didn't see it. It's because of you dimming and covering their light with your own darkness, with your own fears and emotions. It didn't allow you to see others clearly for who they are and what they bring, right? Because when you desire something without gratitude, then it creates some type of anxiety. And this anxiety leads to you shutting down, you putting things off and kind of putting things over something, right? Trying to cover it up. So everything you want has to be already thankful for beforehand. So when you're dealing with others in relationships, partnerships, commitments, and you want to see their light, you have to be thankful that they're showing it to you first, right? That they're expressing it to you. Because some people, they shy away from expressing their light because of the energy that they get from others in reaction. So some shut down their light, they dim their light, which we don't want others to do, and we don't want to receive energy that's dimmed down. We want to receive the full vibration, right, of the energy that one has to give. So be thankful before it becomes in the present. Before you receive it, just be thankful that this person is sharing their light with you, that they are coming to you with healing energy. And I say healing energy because they see you for your light. And that is the beginning of the healing process when we start seeing each other for each other's light, for each other's energy, and not for limitation or for bad habits or for different perspectives of how we want to see that person or see that situation. We don't want to cast our energy onto something that's already sharing its light and always sharing its presence with us, right? You don't want to conflict or go head on with that because that is not a way of allowing the inner light of others, right? And maybe it's a skill to learn, or some of us automatically can see the light of others. But it's something that you have to be aware of, that others are sharing their light with you, and you should allow them to share their light with you so that you're able to receive the energy that they're trying to exchange. Every exchange with others doesn't have to be a judgmental or a negative response or reaction. We can receive and give to others without having to take away from them or take away from ourselves. We just have to see their light. We have to keep them in their highest being. And that's through thought, right? We do that through thought, and we allow others to be who they are without being judgmental or without casting our thoughts and perspectives on them, right? Um, I want to shift over a little bit into how we can use our skills or the skill that we have in seeing others light in being magic or imagination, right? And I say magic or imagination because these are two different ways of looking at some energy, right? And when you're looking at certain energies dealing with individuals, you want to make sure you're looking at it in the right lens, right? So when you're looking at someone's light, you can look at someone like that person is a very vibrant person, right? Vibrant meaning that this person has secret powers about them, or they have this story about themselves that just leads up to having strong beliefs about who they are and what they are, right? And this leads to being able to create miracles through magic, right? You know, a lot of people use magic to receive miracles. And then there's the imagination. The imagination is pure conscious energy. And with pure conscious energy, you can tap in not only to your own powers, but you can tap into the powers of those around you through your imagination, right? And it's just really how you project that energy onto someone and them accepting that same energy that you're projecting onto them and allowing it to come together and becoming a force of energy, right? Some real power, right? So we can cultivate real power through imagination and through magic, right? But it's just how are we going about doing it with others is the way that we need to look at it and address it, right? Because sometimes when we deal with this magic that we have, people cast energy to reject the magic, right? And then when we try to use our imagination to bring forth our experience that we would like to see, people like to be judgmental and try to disgrade the energy level, right? Try to bring down the imagination level and to just be realistic, make sense of something, right? They try to use words and terms that take you out of your imagination and out of the form of creating out of pure conscious energy, which is dimming someone's light in a way, right? It's not allowing them to fully express who you are to them and what you mean to them if you continue to be judgmental on their angle or their intentions on expressing the way and why and what they express to you. So it's very important to try to see people's inner light so they can be accepted for who they are and not for what you want them to be or what you present them to be. And as you allow this, you'll see that our ancestors are helping us. You know, our ancestors is helping us with our imagination to see things in a way that hasn't been expressed yet, or maybe it's been expressed in previous periods of time, but now it's time for it to be re-expressed with the individuals in this current moment and in this present moment, right? So we can't let our weaknesses see the fears in others, right? And I say we can't let our weaknesses become the fears of others, because we don't want to project our darkness or our vibration, our energy vibration onto something that has a higher vibration and a higher light source. And I say a higher light source is because from within they're able to generate the energy and power to bring forth a stronger light, not only into their lives, but into those around them. Those around them can see that they have taken the time to cultivate the energy of light for themselves from within, that now it expresses outwards onto those in their surroundings. And you can see and feel that, right? So it's always about being a part of the collective thinking when you are looking at others to be a part of the collective, right? And since we are in a society where we are bringing our realities into one collectiveness, we have to start recognizing the light that each individual brings into our daily experiences, and not to see their shadow or not to put a shadow over their light. We don't want to put our energy onto someone else when it's not done the right way. I say it's not done the right way when we are letting our thoughts dim their light and their likeness into how we emotionally feel or how we are in that present moment, right? We have to be aware enough to see that their light has nothing to do with our light, but when we could bring the two lights together, then we could provide a brighter and stronger light. With that said, I hope everyone have a great weekend and a great week coming ahead. And make sure that you are taking time to do self-hygienes with your thoughts. So when you go out into the public and when you go out and you're sharing experiences with others, you can see their light and you can share your light, and then the lights can come together to provide a more powerful lamp of the world. Ashe.